Hello and welcome to episode number 2 of Unique or Physique. I still haven't come up with a name for the series yet, so we will do that right now. Unique or Critique? Decent but not good enough. Unique or Pathetic? That works. Welcome to a new episode of Unique or Pathetic, and this time we have CoC Comet, a very popular build right now. I am pretty energetic today, in a very good mood, just because I will be going to a club later today, and I haven't been to a club in forever. So I am ready to have a good time. And I've been listening to some Calvin Harris earlier just to get into the mood, just to break some moves. I made no promises. I can't give you divine orbs, but I'll give you awful chords, like vocal chords. Anyways, without further ado, let's get into the build. Alright, so before I start, I'm going to quickly explain how the build works. So basically, I'm just going to press click, which is elemental weakness. And if there is an enemy inside one of those two circles on the ground, it will rain down, comets on top of the enemies and hopefully kill them. Now, let's get into the gear. I haven't come up with this build on my own. I got inspired by someone named Travic. So credit to Travic for the build. For the body armor, I went with the Covenant. It doesn't give us a lot of defenses, but it gives us life remnants, life cost efficiency, and spell damage leached as life, which is amazing because as you will see later in the video, we are using life tap for some of our skills, which makes it so we are using life instead of mana to cast some skills. So this is great. For the upgrades, you would probably want one with 4 sockets, although that would probably cost a mirror or something like that. This chest as it is probably costs around 3000 divines, more or less. I bought it for much less, but that was like a week ago. Now for the helmet, we are going with the Vertex, a very popular choice right now for how flexible it is. As you can see, it gives 4 to all skills. That's not all spell skills, that's not all melee skills, it's all skills, right? So that makes it very flexible, very good for most of the builds. Of course, I have double sockets and 30 spirit, and if you would want a perfect one, you should be prepared to pay probably 10 meters for it. I don't know. I don't even know how much it would cost. Like anywhere from 5 to 10 meters probably. And a perfect one would have 3 sockets, 30 spirit, and both chaos rays and critical hit chance. And of course the 4 levels to all skills. Now for the offhand, I went with the Palm of the Dreamer just because it is extremely powerful. Mostly because of the Dreaming Gloom shrine, which makes it so whenever we kill an enemy, that enemy poof explodes, and it deals a quarter of its maximum life to nearby enemies. But also because, as you can see here, it gives us 31 chaos resistance, and it also gives us the possibility to socket in 4 gems for free, which is great. This costs like 1000 divines, I think, so it isn't that expensive at this point in the league. And if you would want a perfect one, you would want 2 sockets and 25% increased spirit instead of 22, right? And of course more skill effect duration probably. Now for the wand, I decided to go with the Adonia's Ego because it gives us 3 levels to all spell skills and high cast speed. And my understanding is that when you play this build, the closer those 2 circles are to each other, the more damage you deal. And as you can see, our circles are touching each other. So yeah, you want as many extra levels as you can get in this build. And this one gives us 5, 3 from the wand, 1 from the socket, and 1 from the corruption. The corruption gives us level to all cold spell skills, and as you can see, both elemental weakness and frost bomb and comet are tagged with cold. So yeah, that's great. This one is pretty cheap. If I'm not mistaken, it should be under 300 divines or something like that. So yeah, that's pretty cheap at this point in the league. Now for the amulet, I decided to go with the fire flower for the same reason as I went with the Adonia's ego, because it gives us extra skills levels. This one gives us 6 levels to all fire skills, which is great because elemental weakness is tagged with fire as well. And on top of that, it also gives us 10 spirit and 10 rarity. And as you can see, this build doesn't have a lot of rarity. You will see my ring afterwards. This amulet wasn't very expensive. It costs like 350, 400 divines, something like that. I would try to double corrupt it, but I am pretty broke right now. So yeah, for the upgrades, you would want, of course, a double corruption, and you would want a better anoint. I bought this as it is, that's why it has that anoint on it. But yeah, I tried to make a few of those myself. But I wasn't lucky, so I gave up in the end. So yeah, that's about it. Now for the ring, I went with the Venter's Gamble because of the extra spirit mostly, because we needed it. And on top of that, we are also getting a lot of elemental resistances and some rarity. And like I said, we are only getting rarity from the ring and the amulet. So this build doesn't have a lot of rarity. And yeah, I paid around 100 divines for this ring, but that was like 2 weeks ago, something like that. I'm pretty happy with how much I paid for it. This probably costs a lot more right now. So for the upgrades, you would want, of course, more rarity, more spirit, more elemental resistances, something like that, right? Ooh, piece of candy. Hell yeah. Now for the boots, I went with the windscreen because elemental weakness is a curse. And this makes it so that curses have no activation delay, and also it gives us 20% more cast speed for curses, which is great. I have made these boots myself. I do not think that there is another pair like this one on the market right now. We can check. So 3 sockets and 4 movement speed. Yep, 0. If there was another pair like this one on the market, I would assume it costs like anywhere from 500 divines to 1000 divines, something like that. And for the upgrades, well, it depends on what you need for your build. If you need more elemental resistances, well, of course you would prefer a corruption with elemental resistances, right? But I didn't, so movement speed was great for me. And now I left the gloves for last, just because I do not know how to pronounce the name. So I didn't want to embarrass myself, but I will give it a try. Atsiris Acuity, right? It's probably that one. Atsiris Acutai doesn't sound like it. Atsiris Acuity doesn't sound like it either. It's probably Atsiris Acuity, right? I went with these gloves mostly because leech from critical hits is instant, which is great because we're playing an oracle, which means that we are always critting. And on top of that, we're getting more critical hit chance and more mana cost efficiency, which is great for our build. Those gloves were very expensive. I paid for them around 500 divines, I think. I can check how much they cost now. Let's try without the intelligence. 700 divines. Well, that's not that bad at this point in the league, right? And for the upgrades, you would of course want to double corrupt it, and you would probably want something like cold penetration. Well, the belt, charms, and flasks are the same that I have in every video, or almost. I have a headhunter with double elemental resistances corruption, uh, and good rolls for the attributes. I have Olorat's resolve. I have Lavianga's spirits. I corrupt this to 23 quality. And the charms, I have this one for the stun, for the freeze, and the rite of the passage with the spirit of the stag, right? Now for the skills, we've got those two from Adonia's ego, but we're not using them. We've got impurity from Palm of the Dreamer. This is what I'm using in it. We've got life remnants from the body armor. Elemental weakness, level 36. You probably want 35 or above if you want your circles to touch each other. Frost bomb, I'm only using this one for bosses. All of my excuse me. All of my skills are double corrupted with +1 and 23 quality. Cast on critical. Cast on elemental ailment. Mana remnants. Archmage. And Arctic armor. Now I'm gonna show you my skills tree. I went with the Oracle mostly because of this node right here. This is decent as well. And those two are usually very good, but not that helpful in our build right now. Now I'm gonna show you how the skills tree looks like. If you want to copy it. Now for the jewels, I went with a Heart of the Well. All of my jewels are double corrupted. And yeah, that's about it. Now it's time to test the build. This is the map I decided to go with because the build looks like it can handle it. And those are the tablets. So let's go. Okay, I'm pretty slow. I don't know why my comets are not activating all the time. God damn, when they do activate, I'm doing a lot of damage. Yeah, baby! I am Exodia for those mobs. And I am pretty tanky as well. Let's go this way. 9 bridge splinters? What the? I thought it would be more, to be honest. I have to admit, I see it now. I see why this build is so popular. Well, not this build, but why CoC Comet is so popular, right? It's raining comets. Hallelujah, it's raining comets. Alright, let's go meet the boss. That was less damage than I thought, but it was good enough. Okay, let's try a breach now. Oh, you may call me Eddie Guerrero if you want, because I am beating up everyone. I feel like a good description for this build would be kill them before they kill you. And goddamn, we are doing it. Knock, knock. Is anyone home? Mr. Zest. Okay, let's see what Mr. Zest has to offer. Alright. So you guys want to kill the king in the mist as well? Well, here we are. God damn. Uh, I am more lost than a hooker in a church right now. Oh, this way. Okay. I see the light. Can I go? Nope. 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 Please. Let me in. Nope. How the fuck do I get there? Okay. Okay. We got it. We got it. Oh, that's gonna kill me, no? Sit down, boy. So that's it for the video, guys. Maybe I am way too used to being a meta slave because I felt very slow playing this build compared to a Pathfinder or a Deadeye, for example. But nevertheless, it was a lot of fun playing it, putting it together, and a lot of fun killing everything. Like, I was literally Exodia. I was destroying everything. So yeah, I like the view. What the fuck is killing me? Jesus Christ. Thank you for watching. Thank you for listening, and see you in the next one. Kisses. Mwah.